All right, Vinyl Vagrants here. Chuck, John, we're in the Kiss Cave celebrating Rock and Roll Over, the 5th studio album from Kiss. Released 20 studio albums altogether, this being the 5th entry in the series. Coming off the heels of Alive and Destroyer, kind of a step back in a way sonically. You kind of think that they coasted a little bit, and we've talked about this before. They brought back in Eddie Kramer, who produced the Alive album. Some really cool things about the record. Obviously, the cover is one of the best covers in the canon, of course. Performed by Michael Duray, who they had coming back to do the Sonic Boom album cover as well. Kind of cool, you know. Every side is a top side. You know, not one single Kiss member gets any less notoriety than the other. Really cool imprint. They used this logo on a number of things. It came with a sticker. It was really, for me, the coolest image was when they used it for the Unplugged series and they had it as a stage floor.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really, really cool.
That was great. What amazes me so much about this cover, though, is how can an artist make arguably one of the greatest covers in rock history and then turn around years later and make one of the worst? Because the Sonic Boom cover is a disaster, but we'll save it for that review. But this album cover, I mean, it's iconic. And I've even got the jacket to show, the 40th anniversary jacket celebrating Rock and Roll Over. Love this jacket, love the logo, and
it's iconic.
It is. Great album cover.
Yeah. So yeah, for us, I think it's one of those albums. It's one of the last albums that featured all 4 original members. Right, Love Gun and Fisher was the last album that had all the band members playing on each of the songs, outside of guitar work and some minor stuff like that. But for me, it's a good album. There's some really great songs and there's some really filler songs. We'll get to that in a minute. But for me, it probably ranks in the top 10. If we're taking a look at all 20 studio albums, excluding, the live albums, excluding the solo albums, it probably is a top 10 for sure. But I think part of it is probably more of a bias for me, only because it has the original members. And there's some really, really cool guitar work in there from Ace, even though he doesn't sing or write any of the songs on this record, which I think is one of the few albums that he played on in Kiss where he doesn't do that, which is obviously disappointing for me. But, I think the playing on the album is really good. They attempted to go for a live sound, filming this or taping this in New York at a theater in upstate New York, but it just doesn't resonate that way. And I know you have a good feeling about that as well from a live perspective.
Yeah, a few songs, Calling Dr. Love comes to mind as just one that just misses the mark on this album, but yet becomes a classic live.
It does.
And again, they looked at Destroyer, they looked at the album sales, they, some of the diehards questioning the artistic direction of Destroyer. Not me, I love the artistic direction of Destroyer. I think it helped Kiss grow as a band, but they wanted to get back to their roots, and they did so. And it's a very consistent album, and there's a lot of great songs on this record. But again, just to me, some of the songs just don't capture that sound that we're looking for from Kiss until we go see them perform live.
Right, and Alive too, right? I mean, for us being kids at the time, seeing Kiss in concert was only if you had really cool parents or you're old enough to go take yourself. And, so obviously I missed that period. I didn't get to see them until the Asylum tour in 86. But those songs, the 5 songs that they play on Alive 2, they just come and jump out of the speakers at you. Whereas this one, again, sonically all the way through, it just has the same feel. Whereas Destroyer has different textures. Even Love Gun, coming up on the 6th album with Love Gun.
True.
That, even though Ace comes in, he sings his first song, and there's some peaks in terms of emotion, whereas this just has the same vibe up until maybe Hard Luck Woman, and then it kind of jumps right back into Making Love, to kind of cap off the album. But it just has the same vibe straight through, and it's not a knock on the album. It would have been, they reached that apex, right, of Alive, and then they hit another peak with Destroyer, and it feels like they kind of took a step back. And yeah, so it is a great album. Second album released in the year 76. Same costumes as Destroyer. This tour also featured their first headline and sellout of Madison Square Garden, which was their dream. So a lot of cool things happening, with this record, and obviously the inevitable lead up to Love Gun, the Live 2 session in 1977. But yeah, I mean, good album, and I think it's time to jump into the songs, bro.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, first track on side 1, I Want You. And this song opens with a soft opening. You know, a soft opening that Kiss fans have come to love. But I can't help but wonder, when this album was first released, when fans first dropped that needle and they brought this record home, if they weren't a little worried, thinking, what happened to my band? After the artistic direction we mentioned earlier of Destroyer, you've got this soft opening that, that Paul comes out in the morning, I raise my head, and Kiss fans are thinking, is this another Great Expectations? Is this another Beth? What's going on here? But he puts all our worries to rest as soon as he kicks in. You can run, you can hide.
You never
get away. That's right. And the album just takes off from there. And this song takes off from there. And it becomes a great opening song for the record and for many a concert.
Absolutely. Yeah, what a concert staple. And yeah, it has that, it blares out of the speakers. Some great drumming by Peter Criss. And again, great guitar work by Ace. Really cool solos. 2 solos in there. Paul does the first one, Ace does the second one. So yeah, just a really strong opener for the album, though a bit deceptive to your point for the first probably 15, 20 seconds. And then slam right in your face. Good stuff.
Great opening tune.
I Want You. All right. Side 1, track 2. Take Me. Not much in the way of lyrics. Co-written with Sean Delaney. I think Sean helped Paul write about 3 songs on this record, this being one of them. The lyrics are completely sexist, right? And kind of harkens back to the first 3 records and, talking about girls and everything else that we've grown to love and appreciate about Kiss. For me, the song on this studio album is, it's a good song. But when I hear the You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best version of this song and the live thumping sound of it, off the charts. One of my favorites in terms of the live sound. Again, the studio version of this it's okay, but You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best version, out of sight.
Yeah, I agree. When I heard it on the record and looking back at the song, it's like you're going through the lyrics and you're thinking, yeah, Paul's not trying to win a Grammy with this one or anything. Not making any friends with the critics, so to speak, with his lyrics and things. But when you hear this song in concert, it's a great live song. It keeps the momentum of the record going. It's a great follow-up to I Want You, and it has the makings of a great first album side.
You have to put the link on this feed for the You Wanted the Best.
Yes, yeah, definitely include that version. It's the best version.
Take Me.
All right, the next track, song 3, Calling Dr. Love. One of my all-time favorite Kiss songs, but when I say that, I'm thinking of the Alive 2 version, which is one of my favorite songs off Alive 2. This version doesn't quite have the energy as the live version, obviously, as none of the songs do when they play them live. But I love the way Gene Simmons kind of brought another persona to his stage presence with this song. Mm-hmm. Love the lyrics. I love Ace's guitar work. This song would be
solo.
Nothing without Ace's guitar work. So you put all those ingredients together, the band harmonizing in the back, Gene's lyrics, Ace's guitar, and this is classic Kiss. It doesn't get much better than Calling Dr. Love for me.
Got the God of Thunder, and you got Dr. Love. What's next? Almost Human, maybe.
Maybe.
Dr. Love.
Side 1, track 4, Ladies' Room.
Meet you in the ladies' room.
Another Gene vocal. I actually like the opening riff. I like Gene's vocal. But much like Dr. Love, it just seems slow. The song just seems, the way they recorded it, it just seems slow to me. I of course, this is another one I prefer live. Mm-hmm. Not a skip for me, however, though. I enjoy the song. But probably my favorite part of the song on this album is cowbell. Great cowbell in this song.
He had a fever.
Yeah.
And the prescription was more cowbell from Peter Criss.
That's right, and we got it in the ladies' room.
All right, last song of side 1, Baby Driver, sung by Peter Criss, written pre-Kiss days with Stan Penridge and his Lips and Chelsea band members. The original speak of this song was that it was a bit more of a soulful, much slower version, and obviously that is not how this song came out. It's probably one of the fastest driving, no pun intended, Peter songs. Good vocals by Peter, great drums, another good guitar solo by Ace. We talked, Ace was really consistent throughout this whole album, which is really cool. One of my more favorite Peter Criss songs. Obviously he sang a great number of tunes for Kiss, but this is probably one of those ones that I would probably listen to more than others. I prefer this one over like a Hooligan, over a Beth, but that's probably just because it's a bit more propulsive and a bit more, faster song, a lot of energy, a lot of screaming by Peter. He really throws his vocal cords out on this one, but a good tune overall.
I agree. I appreciate his vocal efforts on this song. I mean, he really pushes them to the limit. And that's probably the best thing about the song to me. The lyrics, little sketchy in my mind. I know there's a part where he says, "Nobody knows where you're going." And I'm thinking, yeah, Peter, we don't know really where you're going with this song. And I don't know if Paul sometimes tried to sabotage Peter a little bit and, maybe wanting him to write his own songs. But this is not a skip for me. It's because of the pace and because of his energy in singing it. It's a good end to side 1.
There you have it, Baby Driver.
All right, the first track on side 2 of Rock and Roll Over is another Gene vocal. Okay, we're stringing quite a few Gene vocals together in a row here. It's not usual, not normal for Paul to take this many tunes off, but here we have Love 'Em, Leave 'Em, and little reminder of how un-PC the 70s were, with another song of Gene bragging about his conquest, I guess you could say. And I think the lyrics may be all in fun back then, maybe a little rally cry for young men, but nothing to be taken too seriously.
He lived the life. And he loved it. And then he left it.
Then he left.
Love Him and Leave Him, yeah. Good song opener to side 2. Definitely not a skip for me. I dig the song. And great vocal by Gene.
Great job. Alright, side 2, track 2. A deep cut and a favorite of many a Kiss fan. Mr. Speed. This is a great 70s pop song. And I think the main reason why this song has kind of a cult following is because it was the B-side to Hard Luck Woman. I love the opening riff to this song, and it's a catchy tune. And the song also, it reminds me of a good story, because actually, Mr. Speed is the name of one of our favorite Kiss cover bands. And we actually went to Grand Rapids, Michigan, a couple years ago when Kiss did that tour where they hit all the small towns, so to speak, small cities around the country, and paying tribute to the military during that tour. And we're in Grand Rapids, and we're in Founders Brewery, and the brewery is packed, and there's nowhere to sit. And this guy gets up, he sees our Kiss shirts, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna let you guys have this table because you're Kiss fans. And then he introduces himself, and it's none other than Rich Kosak, lead singer of the cover band Mr. Speed. Now that's only half the story. He introduces us to this woman, and he says, "Do you know who this is?" And of course, we have no idea who she is.
None.
Turns out she is the cheerleader in the famous photo with Gene Simmons from Cadillac, Michigan.
1975.
Yeah, and so us, not even thinking, we didn't get a picture with her. I'm still kicking myself. We should have at least taken a picture with her, say, hey, kind of connect to history right there. And so...
or a picture with, Paul Stanley himself, right, from Mr. Speed, but he was sans makeup.
Right. But, we didn't take a picture with her, and I regret that. But so anyway, then this past summer we head down to Indianapolis, and we go to the Kiss Expo in Indianapolis, and there's Mr. Speed again. Rich is down there. He's in full makeup. I'll put the picture up now. This time we made it a point to take a picture with him. Great guy, great song, great cover band, and one of my favorites on this album.
Yeah, what more can you say? And if you can, check out Mr. Speed if they come around by you. All right, song 3, side 2, See You in Your Dreams. Shortest song on the record. The record's pretty short at 33 minutes as it is. I think this song was like 2.5 minutes. Gene admittedly wasn't overly satisfied with the overall song and redid it on a solo album. Maybe put a link on there to compare the two for our friends out there. It truly is kind of a skip for me. It's not a bad song, but just it's nothing that really grabs me in any way. So just one of those songs that kind of gets us to the first single of the album, Hard Luck Woman. So not much to say on this one.
Yeah, and I usually don't skip it, but maybe I don't because it's so short.
Right.
And I do like the main chorus of the song, and I like how they repeat the see you. I enjoy that part, but before you can think about it, it's over.
Right. See you.
All right, track 4, side 2. Maybe the biggest hit, arguably. Well, not arguably. It was the biggest hit from the album.
Top 20.
Top 20 hit. Hard Luck Woman. Great song. Great 70s radio pop song. But I agree with Paul when he says this is not a Kiss song. And because it's not. It doesn't sound like a Kiss song. But I appreciate Peter's vocals, in my opinion, his best performance as a member of Kiss. And I really like how I like Garth Brooks' take on it many years later.
Yeah,
that just
my ass.
shows to the quality of the craftsmanship of this song.
Even the influence.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have a country feel to it. It just has a relaxed, kind of maudlin, a lot of comparisons, of course, to Rod Stewart, who was big at the time with Maggie May, and, those types of songs, and it worked for Kiss. One of my favorite things about the song is just when they did one of those TV specials, and it showed Paul and Ace doing, where Ace is wrapping around Paul, and they're doing the 12, the double neck and the 12-string and the 6-string acoustic. It's a great tune. I mean, I remember us, we had a trip one time, when we were at Ball State, and we're in the hotel room before we were heading out, and we were kind of toying around with this song, singing the song, you on the guitar and me on the vocal, and I don't know if that'll ever see the light of day. I don't think we had any recordings of it, but obviously it was a good enough song for us to want to try to copy it ourselves, and it became a great hit for Kiss. It was a wise decision to put on the album, and it's just a great song.
Great song.
Great vocal too.
Hard Luck Woman.
All right, last song of side 2, Making Love. Probably the closest homage to Led Zeppelin as you're going to get from Paul Stanley. But I think Radar for Love on the Asylum album comes pretty close second. Great song, fast driving tune, good drumming, has a little bit of a drum quasi solo at the end from Peter. Some great crunchy riffs. Again, call and response, with the song similar to Led Zeppelin and Robert Plant. Great vocal from Paul. What a terrific finisher. Of course, live it sounds good, but this is one of the few songs on the studio record that I actually enjoy, studio-wise and live. I think it's one of the songs that was, even though the album consistently has a similar sonic and production feel, for whatever reason, this song kind of pops out a little bit more, and I do enjoy the studio version of this song quite much.
Yeah, I love the guitar work on this song. Maybe Paul's best performance vocally on this album. A lot of the songs you'll hear other bandmates chime in or at the chorus or something like that. This is all Paul for good reason because he delivers on this one. It's kind of the sister song to Take Me. Very similar message in the lyrics.
But better.
But better. I agree. Overall, a better song.
Making Love.
So that's a wrap on Rock and Roll Over. Kiss's 5th studio album. A consistent album. An album that's full of, short rockin' tunes. Many of these tunes they've chosen to open their shows on tour. It's hard to find a bad song in the bunch. I can understand why they took the step back to their roots, and at least they did it well.
Yeah, there's definitely that intermediary record that probably had to happen, coming off the heels of Destroyer and some of the mixed reactions from the fans about that album, even though it's amazing. And then leading up to the apex of Kiss's career with Love Gun and Alive 2, right? This is kind of that intermediary in between that kind of just sets the tone. Eddie Kramer comes back for Love Gun, so I think they kind of learned from some of the misses on Rock and Roll Over from a production standpoint.
Yeah, I agree.
And recovered for that. But yeah, to your point, a lot of these songs in this album are timeless. Great guitar work, some good drumming by Peter Criss. Vocals are really solid. And again, I mean, you can't beat that cover. I mean, that cover says it all. Definitely top 10 Kiss record for me. And, I dig it.
And one of the greatest covers of all time. Rock and Roll Over.
So thank you for watching. We appreciate it. And, Chuck, you want to finish us out?
Until next time, keep your speakers shaking and your turntables spinning.
Vinyl Vagrants. Thanks for checking us out.